The 13th typhoon of the year made landfall on the coast of Lingang New Town in Pudong, Shanghai, at 7:30 a.m. on September 16th. It hit with maximum winds of up to 42 meters per second, reaching a powerful level 14 intensity. The central pressure dropped to 955 hectopascals, marking it as the strongest typhoon to strike Shanghai since the founding of the People's Republic of China. After making landfall, the typhoon moved northwest, gradually slowing to 40 meters per second. Footage from Pudong reveals streets strewn with fallen branches and debris. Some trees were uprooted, others snapped, and streetlights were bent by the fierce winds. The scene is chaotic, with debris scattered everywhere.
Feel the power of Shanghai's wind at 4 in the morning.
Several people were stranded on an elevated bridge, unable to move.
I told you not to go out during a typhoon, but you insisted. Now you're stuck on the bridge, can't go up, can't go down.
The video shows others struggling to move through the typhoon's strong winds. In another scene, the roof of a building in Shanghai is torn off, nearly hitting a car parked nearby. Many electric scooters parked on the roadside were toppled, with some even blown into the streets. Numerous cars were crushed by fallen trees, causing significant losses to local residents. Even a container truck was overturned by the typhoon's force.
The power of Typhoon Bebinca is incredible. My car is ruined. It's heartbreaking. Authorities, please do something quickly. Look at this massive tree.
Farmers' plastic greenhouses were also destroyed, with plastic sheets ripped apart and fluttering in the wind. This is the scene at Zhejiang Harbor Bridge in Pudong, Shanghai. Look at the current state of Shanghai. The tiles on the roof are blown away. Look at the back of this house. Isn't it terrifying? In Baoshan district, the glass doors of a Hanting hotel were shattered by the typhoon. Workers are seen busy cleaning up the mess. The coastal waters of Shanghai and northern Zhejiang witnessed huge waves, 4 to 6 meters high. A reporter on the scene described, "The raindrops feel like stones hitting your face." A social media user posted a video titled, "The Power of Typhoon Bebinca," showing the outer wall of a residential building in Jing'an district being blown away, exposing the great inner wall. Debris from the shattered wall scattered across the ground. In one shocking moment, a large section of the wall fell, causing people to scream and flee. A comment on the video said, "This shows not the power of the typhoon, but the quality of the building." Another user posted photos showing the fallen wall damaging cars parked below. At a construction site in Shanghai, buildings were completely destroyed by the typhoon. The roofs of several houses were also blown off. One building's roof was peeled away and collapsed to one side, creating a disturbing sight. The roof of another house was nowhere to be found, leaving only the colored tarpaulin flapping in the wind. Glass panels from a high-rise building's curtain wall were blown off, leaving dark, gaping holes. The falling glass damaged the cars parked below. A user commented, "This typhoon has torn away the glamorous facade of Shanghai, revealing it to be a collection of shoddy constructions." Currently, the typhoon center is moving towards the Suzhou, Nanning, Hefei area at a speed of 20 to 25 kilometers per hour. Its impact extends across a 180-kilometer radius, affecting cities like Ningbo, Hangzhou, and Suzhou, all of which are experiencing strong winds and heavy rainfall. On the afternoon of September 15th, ominous signs of the approaching typhoon began to appear in Shanghai. The sky suddenly turned a deep purplish red and pink, casting an eerie glow over the city. It looked like something out of a disaster movie, making Shanghai truly live up to its nickname, the Phantom City. According to the China Weather Network, Typhoon Bebinca, the 13th typhoon of the year, was accelerated and expected to make landfall between northern Zhejiang and Shanghai between the early morning and noon of the 16th. The maximum wind speed near its center was predicted to reach level 12, signifying a powerful storm. China's Central Meteorological Observatory warned that Typhoon Bebinca would coincide with the astronomical tide of the Mid-Autumn Festival. This combination could result in a dangerous mix of wind, rain, and tidal waves in Shanghai, Zhejiang, and Jiangsu. Bebinca could become the strongest typhoon to hit Shanghai since 1949. In anticipation of the typhoon, Shanghai authorities issued the highest-level red alert on September 15th, declaring a state of emergency. Bridges and highways were closed or heavily monitored, and residents were advised to stay indoors unless absolutely necessary. Once news broke that the typhoon might make landfall in Shanghai, residents rushed to supermarkets, frantically buying supplies. Videos shared online showed supermarkets packed with people, and shelves were quickly stripped bare. Some Shanghai residents voiced their concerns, stating that during natural disasters, they cannot rely on the government. Despite their promises, authorities often prioritize the safety of the wealthy. Ordinary citizens have to fend for themselves. After experiencing the pandemic lockdowns 2 years ago, many residents are still on edge. They don't feel secure without stockpiling supplies. Others are worried about potential water and power outages and stocked up on emergency items like self-heating pots, flashlights, and bottled water, while also ensuring all electronic devices and power banks are fully charged. Inside Shanghai's Sam's Club, crowds were seen frantically hoarding supplies. Hema supermarket was also overwhelmed, with bread, vegetables, eggs, and other items quickly selling out. Long lines formed at the checkout counters. Oh my gosh, everything's gone because of the typhoon. This is crazy. There's nothing left for me to buy. It's like we're back in lockdown. I just wanted some vegetables. And the most ridiculous thing is, even 80 calcium milk is sold out. Seafood at local fish markets was also completely cleaned out. One seafood vendor noted that only 2 tiger groupers were left. Everything else, including crab legs, was snatched up. According to the Shanghai Flood Control Command, by midnight on September 16th, more than 414,000 people across the city had been evacuated, and 811 boats had been moved to safety. Over 2,500 emergency response teams, comprising 56,000 personnel, 81 mobile pump trucks, and 415 flood control warehouses were on standby. The Public Security Department activated its highest alert level to enhance traffic management, emergency response coordination, and public safety. A total of 12,000 firefighters and rescue personnel were assembled and ready.
Look, another typhoon is hitting Shanghai. So many people are gathered here, all sent by their companies to take shelter. It's tough being a worker.
Construction sites across the city came to a halt, and workers were relocated to temporary shelters. It looked like a mass evacuation, with workers hastily packing up their belongings and leaving the sites. Companies arranged buses to transport them to safer locations. At one construction site in Shanghai, almost all the workers had already evacuated. The footage also showed many of Shanghai's sports stadiums and schools turned into temporary shelters, filled with migrant workers who brought their own bedding and slept on the floors. Community workers used loudspeakers in residential areas to inform residents that the typhoon was approaching, urging them to bring flower pots and other items indoors to prevent accidents. Both of Shanghai's major airports suspended operations after 8 p.m. on September 15th. The Shanghai Airport Authority announced that the storm had significantly reduced the capacity of Pudong and Hongqiao airports. As of noon on the 15th, 406 flights at Pudong Airport and 210 flights at Hongqiao Airport had been cancelled. As major aviation hubs, Pudong and Hongqiao airports rank among the top 10 in terms of passenger throughput. Sunan Shuofeng International Airport announced it would suspend all flight operations from midnight to 2 p.m. on the 16th. By 10 p.m. on September 14th, Zhoushan Airport and Ningbo Airport had already cancelled 42 and 116 flights respectively. Hundreds of flights were also cancelled in Hangzhou and other cities. Rail travel was also severely disrupted, with numerous trains across Jiangsu, Zhejiang, and Shanghai delayed or cancelled. The Yangtze River Delta Railway announced on September 14th that several passenger trains, including those on the Hangzhou-Shenzhen High-Speed Railway, Hangzhou-Ningbo High-Speed Railway, Jingshan Line, and Pudong Line, would be temporarily suspended on the 15th and 16th. Trains on the Hangzhou-Taizhou High-Speed Railway, Hangzhou-Changsha High-Speed Railway, and Hefei-Hangzhou High-Speed Railway would also face suspensions on the 16th. It's worth noting that September 17th marks the Mid-Autumn Festival, one of China's traditional holidays. The public holiday is from September 15th to 17th. Many travelers took to social media, frustrated that their train bookings had been cancelled, leaving their holiday plans ruined. Several tourist attractions in Shanghai temporarily closed or cancelled large-scale events. On September 15th, Shanghai Disneyland, Disney Town, and Wishing Star Park announced early closures. Workers wrapped trash cans and trees in plastic to prevent them from being blown away by the typhoon.
Hey everyone, I'm watching the parade here. Shanghai Disneyland just announced they're closing early at 5 p.m. today. All outdoor performances are cancelled, and they'll be closed on the 16th, with updates to follow for the 17th. This is all due to the typhoon. If you plan to visit Disneyland during the Mid-Autumn Festival, you could get a refund or reschedule.
Zhejiang province was also heavily impacted by Typhoon Bebinca. According to Zhejiang Radio, nearly 10,000 workers were evacuated from the Zhoushan Green Petrochemical Base on Yushan Island in Daishan County on the morning of September 15th. More than 9,000 migrant workers from over 50 small and medium-sized enterprises were transported with their belongings to safer areas. At Daishan County Sports Stadium at Zhoushan City, workers were provided with military supplies like compressed biscuits and individual rations.
The typhoon's coming. Look at what supplies we've received. Compressed biscuits and self-heating meals. These are military-grade supplies.
To prepare for potential power outages, some people even stocked up on generators. In Zhoushan, Zhejiang, efforts were in full swing to defend against the typhoon, with all fishing boats securely docked to avoid the storm. All boats on Hangzhou's West Lake have been suspended. The mid-autumn moon worship activities scheduled for September 15th and 16th, including moonlit boat rides, have been cancelled. Additionally, the West Lake Music Fountain has been temporarily halted since September 14th. Authorities have warned that areas around Nantong in Jiangsu, Shanghai, and Ningbo and Zhoushan in Zhejiang should prepare for increased storm surges. The combination of storm and astronomical tides could lead to seawater backflow. Coastal areas from Yancheng in Jiangsu to the Yangtze River estuary could see storm surges of 100 to 270 centimeters, while the coastal areas from Hangzhou Bay to Ningbo in Zhejiang could expect surges of 70 to 150 centimeters. Typhoon Bebinca developed slowly after forming on the 11th, remaining a severe tropical storm until the 14th. However, it intensified into a typhoon after entering the East China Sea that night, due to rising sea temperatures and reduced vertical wind shear. Before making landfall, Bebinca further strengthened into a severe typhoon. Some residents in Shanghai reported that they did not feel the full impact of the typhoon's power. This is related to the structure of the typhoon cyclone. A typhoon structure is divided into three parts: the eye, which is the center, the eye wall or cloud wall, which is the core, and the spiral rain bands, which form the outer region. Areas passing through the eye of the typhoon often experience calm weather, leading to the misconception that the storm has passed. In reality, they are in the eye of the storm. The calmer it is, the more powerful the typhoon. The eye wall, or cloud wall, is one of the primary regions causing heavy rain and extreme weather. Tornadoes, lightning, and thunderstorms can occur here, sometimes accompanied by hail. Outside the eye wall lies the typhoon's spiral rain bands, which cover a vast area and take various forms. These areas often experience bursts of rain and gusty winds. The intensity and duration of the rain depend on the development and strength of the rain bands. The China Weather Network reports that currently the eastern eye wall of Typhoon Bebinca is experiencing intense convective activity, leading to stronger winds and heavier rain. This area is expected to see the strongest wind and rain, with some parts of Shanghai experiencing winds reaching level 13 as the typhoon center passes. As the typhoon center continues moving northwest, areas like Shanghai and Suzhou will enter the eye, experiencing a temporary lull before the strong winds and rain from the eastern side hit. However, being in the gaps between the typhoon's spiral cloud system is not entirely safe. The outer spiral clouds will continue to push inland, especially on the northern side. Winds and rain are stronger, bringing wave after wave of downpour. A reporter from the Shanghai Meteorological Bureau noted that Typhoon Bebinca is the 11th typhoon to make landfall in Shanghai in the past 75 years. From 1949 to 2023, 10 typhoons have made landfall in Shanghai, most classified as severe tropical storms. Shanghai, often referred to as the Phantom City by its residents, has become a symbol of moral decline under the influence of the Chinese Communist Party. Encouraged by the CCP, people have abandoned traditional values in pursuit of wealth. Corruption and decadence are rampant among officials, and greed has permeated the mindset of ordinary citizens. This city is seen as a microcosm of societal chaos, and a key area where the CCP has amassed significant social wealth. Furthermore, Shanghai is the birthplace of the CCP. In July 1921, the Communist Party of China was officially established in Shanghai. Many senior CCP officials have served in governing the city. The landfall of this severe typhoon in Shanghai is seen as a heavy blow to the CCP, and another example of the numerous anomalies that have occurred in China in recent years. Not long ago, Chengdu experienced the rare phenomenon of 7 suns appearing in the sky. According to traditional Chinese beliefs, when rulers lose virtue, heaven sends unusual signs as a warning. The CCP has been widely criticized for its actions, oppressing its own people domestically while engaging in aggressive diplomacy abroad. This includes supporting Russia's invasion of Ukraine, backing Hamas and Iran, provoking conflicts in the South China Sea with the Philippines, and threatening Taiwan with military force. One of the CCP's long-standing slogans is "Conquer nature, transform nature." However, its harsh methods have led to widespread anger and resentment. In the face of a powerful storm, the CCP's defiant stance seems almost laughable. As the Chinese proverb goes, nature is now showing the CCP who is truly in charge.